Hey guys, hello, welcome to another episode of one of your favorite podcasts, Chat with my favorite guest right here, Teacher April. Teacher April, how are you today?
Thank you so much for having me here. I am great. My throat is a little hurt, but I hope it doesn't show too much on the
All right,
podcast.
why is it hurt? Were you screaming or something, or were you kind of singing in a karaoke or something like that? What happened?
I wish it was that fun of a reason. I just was in a meeting in Zoom, and I sneezed very loudly. Like
Oh my God.
everyone in my house knows when I sneeze. So I didn't want to, be too loud on my call. And I tried to hold it in and make like a ladylike tiny achoo, but I just cannot. And I hurt my throat.
Yeah, all right. Hopefully it doesn't get worse with this episode.
Yeah,
Don't worry. So before we start today, we're gonna have a little different dynamic today that we are trying to test and to check how it goes. But before we start, I'd like you, Teacher April, to tell us where they can find us.
Of course, wherever you are right now, you can check us out in very different platforms. We are on video and also only on audio. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, and for a different type of content on TikTok with Teacher Pablo. And everywhere you can find us as Columbus School BCS.
That is certainly correct. There you go, guys. Sharing is caring also. So remember, look for us. There you go. So, well, as mentioned, today we're going to have a different dynamic in which we're going to be talking about something that I think it's rather important and relevant nowadays because you know how technology works, right? Sometimes every day, every year, sometimes we have different or new gadgets or technological, advances that we can use every day. The purpose of technology in general is improving to help us make life easier somehow, or solving certain problems or situations in our daily lives, right? So we made a little research about our favorite or our most interesting, the ones that we found really interesting, and we'd like to share it with you guys. So let's see what we have. Tell me a little bit about what you found.
So I'd like to begin with this one because I would like to have it myself. This is the Fujifilm Instax mini mobile photo printer. So you remember, before the digital cameras, there was these type of like Polaroids cameras that you would snap the picture and it would print instantly, right? And it was all black. You had to like wave it around and wait for a few minutes for the picture to show. Well, with this gadget, you can print photos directly from your smartphone and instantly, just like that. So you have to connect it wirelessly to your device, and it takes around 12 seconds to print each photo. So if you would start printing with a full battery, you would get up to 100 shots.
Yeah, and I've seen that one before, and I noticed that it's quite useful because I know that there exists from Fujifilm as well a camera, right, which works like a Polaroid. It's like a little roundy, like very, soft colors. I don't know if you have seen it before. The advantage
very cute.
Yes, it is quite nice. But the advantage that implies having not having the camera but just a printer is that the little camera has certain limitations on how to take the pictures, and mathematically speaking, right, there's a little inaccuracy in the part where you are pointing and shooting. So whenever you're shooting a photo, there's a slight difference between what you see or what you saw and the picture that you took. So in this case, you can get your Instagram pictures, your personal pictures. Probably I would have my pets printed around, and photos do a very nice it's a nice way to put some images in your room sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It could be a nice way to decorate your room. So
yeah, and some personality to it.
yes, definitely. That's a go. I would say that the only drawback is that you need to buy the little printing packages with the pictures and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it. I mean, you can take a picture, save it in your wallet or somewhere like that, right? That'll be great.
And I also found out that with this specific printer, you can also use like a party mode, which I thought was really interesting. So yeah, like if we're at a gathering, we could all send a picture to it to print it, and you don't know which one it would print, right? It would choose it like randomly. So have like a mystery print. I thought that was interesting.
That's interesting. That's probably people would end up printing memes or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. So there you go. Interesting. That's an amazing gadget. It's very, like you can take it anywhere. As far as I know, it's quite small, right? Compared to a camera, it's almost the size of the picture. So it's
like a handful, yeah.
Like a phone or something. All right. Yeah. Very good. Well, I have another gadget which I found pretty interesting. All of us listen to music, right? Somewhere or somehow. Going to work, while you're studying, while you're doing something, we are listening to something. It could be either a podcast like this one, maybe, right? You could be listening, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be a nice way to go. But I mean, there are several devices that we use. We normally use our phones, right? So that's the way to go right now. But we used to have iPods, we used to have MP3 players or things like that, right? But I don't know if you have noticed that lately people have been using these wireless headphones, right? Or or AirPods or all of those, right? So what if I told you that there's a wireless neckband speaker, right? Okay. It is not like a headphone or AirPods or something. It's more like a speaker that you can use on your neck, hanging from here.
What? Okay.
Yeah, it sits on your shoulders, and of course the audio is fired towards the areas where you can actually listen, right? It's like a focus beam of sound that you can use. It is connected via Bluetooth, of course. So I find that this could be an amazing way to avoid disturbing other people when you're listening to music. For example, if you don't want to, you know that sometimes earphones or headphones can get a little bit uncomfortable over time. So this device, I think it would be like whenever you are, I don't know, working out even, or when you are working or something, you have the neckband right here, which is, I would say it's really comfortable. It's like you can move around, no problem, right? So I think it's awesome. It's 113 grams, so pretty light for the size of it.
It's not that heavy.
Yeah, and of course there are a couple of colors or 3 or 4 colors that you can choose. But I think it's really useful whenever you don't want to disturb other people and you don't want to use headphones. And also, in addition to this, while looking at this gadget, I found another one. I stumbled upon sunglasses that you can use like regular sunglasses, but they have like a little device right here by the temple right here that sound is turned into vibration somehow. So you can listen to sound by vibrating, right? The sound turns into micro vibrations that are transmitted into your skull pretty much. So your eardrums are pretty much catching those vibrations. And if you put on the glasses, people won't even notice that you're listening to music, and you are not listening to music in your ears. It's like transmitted through your bones and resonating in your head, which I found, I found that pretty interesting. Yes, and I mean, you could be riding your bike, you can be going to work, you can be doing something else and using your glasses and listening to music. And of course, I think that for doing certain activities, you need to have your ears uncovered because you have to be aware of your surroundings all the time. So taking this into account, I would say that these two gadgets are amazingly well designed.
That is just mind blowing. How,
Yeah.
like, I know that the theory, like the theory, right, of the science behind it, but it is so hard to imagine like the waves, like you cannot actually like hear the sound projecting, but you can like feel it and translate it in your brain. I mean,
yeah, that's I mean, what a time to be alive if you think about it.
Yeah,
I'm,
totally.
I'm actually thrilled to see what's next. I mean, like thinking about what's going to happen next or what we're going to have next. I don't know, it makes me a little bit excited. I was discussing that with my students the other day. Like, would you like what would be the reason that you would like to live for 1,000 years? And I said that for me would be technology, being able to see where humans are going to be in 1,000 years from now, which I find pretty interesting, if you ask me. And this is just for entertainment, listening to music.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like what it can turn into for like the health department, right? Because if this is just entertainment, I bet it can have some other different application into helping out people who are having issues with that kind of realm, you know?
Deaf people probably would be benefited by this, trying to get sound in a different way, right? And now that you mentioned, I mean, there are certain things about that make me wonder. I read a little testimony of a deaf person that he thought that certain things that we do or in daily life, they had sounds. For example, he said, I thought that the sun made a sound.
I know what you're talking about. It was like a Reddit thread,
yeah, it was
right?
a Reddit, yes, it was a Reddit post.
Yeah,
I
I
like
saw
that.
it on I saw it on YouTube. It was like because now you can find from one platform in the rest of them.
Yeah.
So lately I've been listening to videos that they prepare with like the automatic reading devices, and they're reading the posts on Reddit. And I found that one. The one I loved the most out of the comments was that this person and a couple actually commented the same, thought that the clouds, when they clashed, they thought
they made a sound.
sounds. Yes.
Yes.
Like you could hear the clouds
And also
crashing into each other.
That person thought that whenever we yawn, we were screaming or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like
so
tripping.
funny, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not go to another topic because we will end up talking about something else. Definitely, I know each other. I know how we are. We talk like that. Yeah. So, all right. Hit me.
Guilty as charged. Okay. So, have you ever had issues falling asleep?
Oh my God. Tell me about it.
I feel you, man. So lately, what I've been doing is I listen to ASMR videos when I lay in bed, and it gets me to sleep eventually, most of the times. But there is this gadget. It is called Dado. I hope I am saying it right. It is DODOW.
All right.
And it is supposed to help you with if you have issues falling asleep or with insomnia, you just lay in bed. This is a device that is flat and white. It is actually quite small, a little bigger than a cup, I would say. And it makes, actually this connects a little bit with the one that you just said. I didn't think about it. But this wireless device, you have it right there next to you in your bedside table. And when you tap it, it projects like a beam of blue light, a gentle one, and it contracts and expands for about 8 minutes. So you're supposed to breathe in with the rhythm of the light and breathe out, right? You breathe in with the light, and then you exhale when the light goes dimmer. And it helps you calm and slows your breath to 6 breaths per minute.
And it's blue. There's a psychology thing about it.
Totally. It is relaxing. A lot of hospitals also are like light blue because it helps you like get into that state of relax.
Mhm.
And so it helps you breathe slowly and slowly, even more with each time. And yeah, it makes you relaxed. And it also makes you like focus on the light, which is kind of like hypnotic. So it also helps you get distracted of whatever your mind is racing about at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you cannot go to sleep.
Do you know if it has an option to project little ships jumping a little fence? Yeah, in order to complement a little bit, I think that would be awesome. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think it has, but I mean, if you see it, you can think of a sheep. It's like roundy and white.
yeah, and now that you mentioned, I've been noticing that lately there's a lot of gadgets that are focusing on helping people how to sleep and things like that, right? I've seen I think there's an app called Mindspace or something like that.
Oh, Headspace.
Headspace, yes, that's the one that they give you like breathing exercises. You use that one?
I used to have it.
Yeah, it gives you like breathing exercises and techniques to fall asleep really quickly. And I've heard that people use a lot of videos of ASMR or 3D audio or 4D audio, I think it's called, that tingles. It tingles my head. I don't know about you, but I feel like a little tingle right here in my head. And apparently, I was actually researching for the meaning of the letters ASMR.
Yeah.
And for the ones that do not know, it is a feeling of well-being combined with a tingling sensation in the scalp, right, which is like in the hair, and down the back of the neck, as experienced by some people in response to a specific gentle stimulus, often of a particular sound. So interesting how it goes. So ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response.
Yes. And there's like, if you dive into that world, there are so many options. I've been on it for like a year now with the pandemic. And you can get, it depends on each person, right? Not everyone works on the same stimuli. So for me, the brushing, I mean, I don't know if it's because I paint.
Yes.
But the brushing, like the sound of oof, it just makes all the tingles work. But there are also people that like tapping on things.
Yeah,
like,
with nails. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Let's do some ASMR right now.
Oh yeah. I love ASMR. I really do. I have a brush near. Okay, let me. I have one.
Are you for real going to?
I mean, I don't know if it works on this microphone, but okay, quiet.
Oh my God, it does. It does.
Mom, I did ASMR. I'm so happy.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, there are several content creators that are going like that. The one that I don't enjoy as much is the one in which they eat in front of the camera. Yeah, they make sounds and it can get really uncomfortable. So that's
Me neither.
one.
I don't like it.
Definitely. All right. So I think we are arriving to the end of this episode. I wanted to speak a little more. I have a couple more there, but I know that if I mention them, we're gonna take at least another 15 minutes, which we don't want because we want you to go to the next episode. If we had another one, let us know if you liked this dynamic, guys. This was really interesting. I mean, gadgets are something that we use every day, and sometimes we take them for granted. We use them that much. So there you go, guys. I hope you liked it. So before we finish with this episode, I'd like you, please, Teacher April, to remind us where they can find us and listen to us or even watch us.
Of course. So you can watch us and listen to this episodes on Facebook and YouTube. You can also find different type of content from Columbus School BCS on Instagram and on TikTok, with Teacher Paula. And finally, only audio formats on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify. And I think I'm not missing anything.
No, that's perfect. All right. So yeah, guys, look for us, and also sharing is caring. Remember, share our podcast with your friends. If you're listening in Spotify or somewhere like that, you can put it in, replay and help us a little bit. That's a little hack if you want to help us.
Just why not?
Yeah, why not? And of course, guys, if you are in Facebook, Instagram, or any of the platforms in which you can leave your comments, go ahead, do it. We read all your comments, and we appreciate if you have more ideas, or if you want us to speak about a topic, we can do it, no problem. So there you go. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, teacher April. This was amazing.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
see you on the next one, guys. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.